have garden renters that rent plots anywhere from 10 by 10 feet to 10 by 20 feet, and the largest garden, which I'm about to show you, is 20 by 30 feet. Now, this is one of our garden renters, and you can see they have used mulch to keep down the weeds within their plot, and they're growing lots of squash, tomatoes. Looks like in the back there's cucumbers. I know they have peppers here in the front, but they're keeping the weeds out by mulching around their plants, which will help a great deal. One of our garden renters is very creative, and I just love his garden. He's got all sorts of different types of plants that he's growing. He does not have a fence, but he's taken around his garden flowers, zinnias in the front, herbs. His tomatoes are covered by cages so that the deer can't get them. He's got an arch in the back, and I just thought this was such a neat thing to be able to show everyone all the different varieties he's got on his 20 by 30 plot, and how he's put it with wire and fencing and arches across so that deer don't destroy his garden. And he's planted things on the outside that deer don't necessarily like, except for that broccoli in the back. The broccoli they do like. But for the most part, he has squash, zucchini, lots of flowers growing, lettuces within the arch in the back, and I just thought this was such a cool garden to be able to share with you guys. Here's another garden here at Stony Creek Farm. It's a rental garden, and the gal that does this garden was here last year also, but she has added some boxes inside so that she can grow things like lavender and cucumbers and everything within the boxes. Her tomato plants look wonderful, and she's added basil in those because basil and tomatoes are a wonderful companion plant. It actually makes your tomatoes taste better. This garden in particular has a huge variety of not only herbs but beans, squash, zucchini. I see nasturtium, which also helps to hopefully keep away squash bugs, because squash bugs don't like nasturtium. And then she's got peppers, okra, and she also has provided burlap for around her orange fencing. The orange fencing keeps out the deer and most of the bunnies, but the burlap really keeps out bunnies. So I thought that was a really cool idea that she had. Another garden renter of ours also does not use a fence, but strategically plants his plant, and they plant everything around the outside to keep the deer out, things that the deer will not eat. So I think that's really cool how they do that. And then the stuff that deer do love, and bunnies too, is you can tell they've got their carrots right there, and then you go over here to this box that they've built. And this is really cool. They put landscape fabric in it too, and mulch, but they keep all of their cooler vegetables in here, and you can see they're doing a great job growing lots of green leafy stuff that normally the deer would eat, and bunnies too. And then they plant tomatoes with cages around the outside, and then they put a fence at the very back, and that's what they allow their cucumbers and viney type stuff to climb up, and that keeps deer out too. So I just think they've done a super job.